Leora Joseph, you have an ad that's running right now that says that you are the only candidate who will prosecute crimes, not ignore them. What specifically in Mr. Walsh's record or his policy proposals suggests that he will ignore crimes?
Yeah. So, Kyle, I think the issue here is about change and change management. And I'm running on significant change, which means prosecuting all crimes.
Which one specifically will he ignore? Because that's the claim made in your ad.
Correct. So the issue here is that the current administration, which has endorsed him and which talks about the same policies, his adoption of the same policies, has not been prosecuting low-level felonies and misdemeanors. And I plan to address those and prosecute those.
But again, your ad's not talking about the current administration. You're in a race against him, and you're saying you're the only candidate who will prosecute crimes and not ignore them. You have information to believe that he's going to ignore crimes.
I think that continuing on the legacy of the current district attorney, which has been part of the platform, is a legacy of ignoring crimes.
I'd like to ask you to speak directly to that.
So I'm not going to ignore crime. I got into this race because I was concerned about the direction Denver was heading on community safety issues. I am not just status quo. The entire point of my campaign is to bring new vigor, new energy, a new approach to how we go about addressing the pretty significant community safety problems that we've been facing these last 4 years. So the notion that I'm somehow ignoring crime is just not the case. That's not going to happen.
But that said, you're not calling for the sweeping change in the office that your opponent is. And I know you bristle at the idea that you only want to do incremental change or that you're essentially a status quo candidate from the current DA. But what is the significant change that you want to make?
I think the significant change that I would bring is the style of leadership that I've got and a focus on the specific issues that we're facing today. So that means a stubbornly high violent crime rate and youth violence. It means the ongoing fentanyl crisis that we're looking at and our car theft and catalytic converter theft issues. Those things are things where I believe we need to redirect the office to use the best tools available to make sure we're addressing each of those, and that in a matter of a couple of years, we're going to look back and say, you know what, we actually got a handle on that. We're in a much better place than we were. That emphasis is exactly the approach I took as U.S. Attorney with great success, and I'll do the same in the DA's office.